Yeah,
I mean,
envy.
Do they have?
Envy's a big one though, because people are comparing themselves to others.
Yes.
And I get it. You know, we all kind of do, but it's a bad trap.
Yes.
Really bad trap.
I think even when you think about envy though, my question would be, do you want the thing that person has, or do you want the thing you think that person has?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, typical example would be like, you pull up at a stoplight and then next to you is like some guy in a Ferrari with like a woman in his passenger seat or whatever. And you're like, man, wouldn't that be great? But then you realize that like the Ferrari's a lease because he's not actually that well off. Like, the lady in the passenger seat is an escort, and like he's doing these things because he's fucking miserable because his wife divorced. You know what I mean? Like, what it looks like on the surface versus what it's like under the hood is very, very different. And also what actually went into getting the thing is very different. Like I think a really cool example of this was when we were at the Pro-Am, Jimmy Kolb was there, who's, you know, super, super nice guy. And I'm lucky enough to talk to him regularly and getting quite close to him. And he came up and he shook my hand. As he reached out his hand to shake my hand, I just grabbed it and looked at it. I was like, did you bench yesterday? Because like it was like black here, like down to like halfway down his forearm, and his forearm's huge. And I was like, did you bench yesterday? He's like, no, that's 5 or 6 days old. Like, this was Saturday, and I think he had benched like the previous Sunday. And I kind of was like, if that's what that's like now, what was that like Monday, for example? And he was like, yeah, you know, whenever I go above, insert ridiculous number here, like 1,200 or 1,300, my forearms will look like this for like a week or two when I have to like purposely dial up my training then, because he could barely like close his hand. You know what I mean? I'm like, benching 1,200 does sound really cool, but like not being able to shake someone's hand for 2 weeks because of the stress fractures and the bleeding that happens inside, like, are we all really willing to deal with that? Probably not. I mean, when he came out here, and I don't mean to keep using this example, but it's an interesting one. I think he benched like 13 something for a double. And, you know, Kate had to literally pull him off the bench and give him an oxygen mask because like, his back was blue. I've never seen someone actually turn blue from a set. It's like, yeah, now I know this is an extreme example, but that's a great one of like, you look at the tip of the iceberg, like that thing, you're like, that is amazing. I would love to do that. And you're like, go talk to him about how he feels for like 3 days after he does that lift, or even just the moments after. Even it's like, for him, it's worth the trade-off, and it's admirable and incredible in so many ways. But do you really want that too, or do you just want that bit? Would be the question I have. Yeah. I wonder if we all knew what actually went into the thing we're envious of, would we choose it?
Most no. I mean, I can parlay this into, you know, all the entrepreneur, you know, posts and shit that I'll see where when I do scroll through Instagram, most of my feed is trying to convince people that their job sucks and they should, you know, go into business for themselves and make $30,000 a month, which I'm just rolling my fucking eyes. Like, this is just complete bullshit.
Sign me up.
Yeah. And, you know, and a lot of it will be around this, you know, they don't like their 32 to 40 hours a week. So they want to start their own thing. So that way they don't have to work, you know, as much. And it's like, I don't know a single entrepreneur or a single business owner that works less than 60, 70 hours a week and thinks about the business all the rest of the time. Yeah. It's all, I just talked earlier about how I got to carve out time to just not think about, but that's just not thinking about the fires. You know, you're preoccupied. Do they really want that? Right? Because I know a lot of business owners are like, fuck, man, I wish I could just work someplace else. And then when I leave, just leave. Yeah. You know, but you have to be built for it. And that's with everything. Right? So they'll see, you know, Jimmy Kolb, and they don't see, they just see the shiny thing. Yeah, sure. Like, I want the shiny thing. But the funny thing is they want like 5 other shiny things too. Yeah. It's like there's a whole downstream thing of this shiny thing that pretty much sucks. Yeah. You know, that's just what people don't like is the consistency of just boring shit over and over again, which blows my mind when it comes to people that train.
Yeah.
Because most of what you do is consistent, boring shit.
Yeah.
But you only remember the top set of your last workout. You don't think of the other 100 reps that you did with all the other boring shit that compiles over the year, which is like 9. And they don't think that's the same.
Yeah.
And anything else that you do, you'll see this career, like this looks like the greatest career. And like, well, you're seeing like the 5% that's cool. You're not seeing the 95% that just is boring daily grind shit.
Absolutely.
And it's easy, right? Because you see that and it would be great, but it doesn't work like that.
Sure.
You know, life doesn't work like that. A lot of people just need to fucking wake up and get that. Plus, there's no guarantee. Like you could buy into, I want to be like Jimmy Colvin, then do all those things that he does. Or, you know, I want to have my own business and do all the right things. There's still no guarantee. Absolutely. You can do all the right things and fucking fail, right? And then have to go do it over again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
And over and over and over. And that's so frustrating to me with the people that train.
Yeah, sure.
Because they know this, they do it all the time.
Yeah. Do you think a better question in that scenario then would be not what do you want or what are you coveting, but what are you willing to sacrifice and actually have zero guarantee it will do anything?
Yeah.
Because that's basically what you're doing, right?
Is.
Like you start business,
yeah.
You put 70 hours in a week and at no point are you guaranteed this.
No.
And,
no
you know,
guarantee.
there have been plenty of times where you're probably looking at this going, well, this could go under in a moment's notice. Do you know what I mean?
Every year.
Don Saladino came out and he was talking about them being like $2 million in debt and stuff like that. Like, what are you willing to give up now and then potentially have it just been pissed away in the wind, so to speak, because you still did everything right, inverted commas, but that doesn't actually give you anything for certain. I think that's the sucky part, right? Because like you can't guarantee any form of success, but then there is no form of success that doesn't come without the sacrifice in the start anyway. So choose your suck or choose your suffer or whatever.
And that's why you have to learn how to manage the time in between those sucky things, because it can just go, you know. And this kind of ties into the lust thing, which is probably kind of why I skipped over, because it's in a way the same type of thing.
Yes.
You know, we're going after that cool shiny thing or jumping from program to program. And that's a big one too. Jumping from coach to coach.
Yes.
Which is a big one. More so now than ever before in history, because the answer is always in the coach, you know, and it's no, you still have to do the work.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if there's a coach out there somewhere who can do your lifts for you and eat your food, like they're going to be a millionaire, right? And I think when we're looking at like program hopping or coach hopping or anything like that, I think a lot of it comes down to the person is not obviously fully confident in the thing that they're doing already. So this kind of creates this self-fulfilling prophecy where, because I'm not fully bought in, I don't fully commit and apply the prerequisite effort that would probably be needed for it to be successful. Ergo, it kind of doesn't work very well. My suspicion is confirmed. I can now go swap to the next thing, you know. But I think if you truly committed and were confident in whatever the thing is that you were doing, you wouldn't be looking elsewhere in the first place. Like when I was at the Shaolin Temple, one of the masters there came out with a great phrase, purely because it was so unexpected from this type of person, but they basically said, your goal is to replace FOMO with JOMO, which is fear of missing out with joy of missing out. Whereas like if you have cottoned on to a training program or a coach that you're fully invested in and fully confident in, you can look at everything else that's out there and be, cool, not for me. Do you know what I mean? Like there's, because nothing in your head, at least at that point, anything that's out here is probably not better than the thing you're already doing. But I do wonder how many people actually commit truly, mentally and physically, to the thing that they're doing right now, so they can even make the judgment in the first case that it's working or not. Do you understand what I'm like? In your experience, do you think a lot of this program hopping is just done because they're just looking for the magic program that does it for them? As in, like, I don't have to put in the 100%?
it's kind of like the person, if I'm looking through a resume and I see that somebody's had 10 jobs in 10 years, right? It's not the job, it's the person.
Yes.
Right. So it's the same type of thing. If somebody's burned through, 5 coaches in 5 years, I kind of know what the problem is.
Sure.
It's pretty obvious what that is. And so until they realize that, because it's the whole training thing, I still am going to default to this top tier is learning how to auto-regulate every aspect of the training. And, a good coach is going to be able to help that person learn how to do that. And until that's done, then the communication with that coach isn't going to be optimal.
Yes.
And it takes time to build the communication in the first place, to be able to have the trust to actually say what you think's going on, and or for the coach to be able to figure out this person's full of shit, and that ability is, I've spoken to so many lifters now across so many disciplines that, honest to God, they don't know shit about training. They have a coach that's beyond to help them with all that. But every single one of them knows during the training session, it's not there. I gotta back down. Yeah. Right. Or they know how to control the variables, or at least send a text. Right. This doesn't feel right. Yeah. Text the coach, make the adjustments to be able to go there. And when somebody's just hopping, they're never going to build that skill, where, the old fucker in me would go back and say, these people they've never gone through the phase of, fuck it, find out, just figure it out. And because of that, they miss a lot. They may move forward faster, right? Because the plan's going to be better, but eventually that's still going to catch up. Where if the sooner they learn that, the better the communication, everything else is going to be, because all this is, once there's a solid plan, which is, you can't have a shitty plan. Our definition of a shitty plan. It's the best plan can go south, and the worst plan can go very, very well. It's just how you manipulate it. Right. Business is the same thing. Everything can be going smooth, and then something's fucked up, and you got to be able to manipulate it. Then you become so good, you know how to manipulate it before it even happens, because it's happened so many times. You see it coming. Sure. Yeah. It's like, this one's going to come, so I'm going to go this route. Then bam, something else happens. That's all it is. It's one fire after another fire. You got to be able to navigate all that, and you got to inherently kind of know when those moves happen. And a coach can't know when those moves are going to happen. They can help you to know when to pivot from those. The longer you're with them, they'll start to know this is your pattern. This is what's going to happen. And not even have to tell the person, let's pivot this way. Sure. Right. But the communication's still huge.
And that's, even just from the pure standpoint of, there are things, and I think it was Andrew Coates we had this conversation with, where there are things you can say to a client 6-12 months into the process that you absolutely cannot say to them after 1 month. Like, they don't know you enough, they don't trust you enough. It takes a certain amount of time for them to trust you enough for you to actually call them out on their bullshit. And if you never get to that point, and I would argue never actually get coached, you just get the pleasantries. And then if we look at it from like a workout or a training perspective, like if you boil down like program hopping to the really micro level, it would be akin to, like, I'm going to do split squats because I need to work on my quads or whatever, and then doing them for one workout and be like, I'm taking them out because my quads aren't bigger. It's like, you looked like Bambi on ice for a start, so you didn't do the thing properly, and then you're taking it out before you've even had a chance to actually reap the benefits from it. And, a lot of the time when people are program hopping, they're not going from program A to like program A.1. They're going from like program A to program Y. Yeah. It's so different. It's completely different training philosophy and universe, because well, otherwise it's not novel and interesting, right? But the thing is, like, you've ducked out of here before you've even gotten the benefits or even begun to understand how it works and maybe what parts work and what parts don't. And now you've gone so far away that there's really no correlation or like crosstalk between them where you can say, oh, well, this worked over here. Maybe this I can apply. Mm-hmm. So you end up chasing your own tail endlessly. Whereas like if you were doing it intelligently, you might go, well, I'm a little bit bored or something's a bit stale. I'm going to just deviate enough that I still know where I'm at, but there's enough new variables introduced that I can spur something new, whether it's good or bad.
What's interesting with that is the athlete will always change the thing that's working, not the thing that's not working.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the thing that they I don't even know if they know, right? But later they'll know that thing is what's holding them back. Yep. But it's the one thing that they don't want to buy into because it's the most inconvenient, right? And where it's easier to change the thing that they really like and think that's going to elicit a different result.
Sure.
You know, they sleep for shit or whatever, and they always sleep for shit. And that probably isn't enough because they sleep and eat for shit, right? So, because I know people that sleep for shit that still get strong as fuck. So you compile those two, but they want to change the program, and they keep going through all these programs and nothing's ever working because they don't want to change the thing that's really fucked up. They eat and sleep like shit, so they can't recover from what they're doing unless they stumble across a program that's just so ridiculously low in volume and work.
Yeah, sure.
And this happens, you know, and then they start to make progress and they think that was the great thing. And it's just, no, it's just now at this level that meets, you know, your ability to recover.
Sure.
Which imagine if you could increase your ability to recover, what this could really be.
I suppose in that context, you could probably make the argument then, the fact that the thing is shiny in the first place tells you it's probably not the thing you need to
Bullshit.
change. If it's the thing that's dull and boring and hard and you resist, then it's probably the thing you should be doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we all know that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want people to feel bad because we'll all see that shiny thing. And in our brain, we're like, oh, that looks cool. Yeah. And then no, wait a minute. That's too good to be true. This is bullshit. Yeah. Move on to the next one. Oh, this looks really fucking hard. Oh, I don't want to do that. You know, so we all think this way. Sure. You know, it's just understanding how we think and kind of manipulating that.